It's a meeting that much of Washington has been watching closely. Just moments ago, President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy wrapped up their first one-on-one meeting to avoid an economic disaster. It kicks off what could be a long stalemate over the nation's fiscal path forward. Right now, the Treasury Department is implementing, quote, extraordinary measures to ensure the U.S. can continue paying its bills, but that's only expected to last until early June. Republicans say they will not support raising the debt limit unless the president accepts deep cuts in federal spending. But the president says it's non-negotiable and insists Congress raise the cap with no strings attached. We'd like to introduce and welcome our new chief Washington correspondent, Blake Berman. So, Blake, any movement on either side after this meeting today?
Hi there, Nicole. It was a pretty consequential meeting that just wrapped up here at the White House. Lasted a little bit over an hour, we were told, between President Biden and the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy. You laid out some of what is at stake here. The Treasury Department currently is using, as you mentioned, extraordinary measures to pay off government debts. This debt ceiling needs to be lifted at some point by June. So there's 4 or 5 months or so that both sides need to come together and get some sort of a compromise. Now, in advance of this meeting, the White House put forth a memo basically saying that the president had two main goals going into it. One, pushing Speaker McCarthy for a budget, and secondly, having the speaker commit to raising the debt ceiling. White House officials writing in that memo, quote, will the speaker commit to the bedrock principle that the United States will never default on its financial obligations? And does he agree with former presidents, including President Trump and Reagan, that it is critical to avoid debt limit brinksmanship? Here is the press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, earlier today when asked about the debt ceiling.
And let's not forget, this has happened 78 times since 1960, 49 times under Republican presidents and 29 times under Democratic presidents. So this has been done before. It's their constitutional obligation to do this. And we are talking.
Nicole, we mentioned the stakes here. If, and it is a big if, but it is important, if the U.S. were ever to default on its obligations, it would jolt the U.S. economy and beyond, likely economies all across the world.
All right, so Blake, the president and the House Speaker meeting today. What happens next?
Well, both sides are going to have to negotiate and find a way forward. It was interesting, Nicole, because we just heard from Kevin McCarthy after this meeting. He walked right out of the West Wing and took questions from reporters. The sense that we essentially got from the House Speaker was that it was a very good first conversation with President Biden. He sounded even somewhat optimistic that not only would a deal get done by June, but potentially before June. At issue here is whether or not there could be cuts to entitlement spending, which is what some Republicans want. Of course, the White House says the debt ceiling needs to be raised no matter what. Here was the House Speaker Kevin McCarthy just moments ago.
We had an hour conversation about this that I thought was a very good discussion, and we walked out saying we would continue the discussion. And I think there is an opportunity here to come to an agreement on both sides. And I think that's the best I think that's what
There was also an interesting voice here in Washington today that weighed in on this, and that was the Fed Chair, Jay Powell. He was asked about the debt ceiling during his press conference today, Nicole, and essentially he warned members of Congress, the White House as well, really, saying, do not expect some sort of bailout from the Fed. He said this is an issue that has to be settled up on Capitol Hill.
All right, some hope, but the stalemate, it looks like, continues. All right, thank you for that, Blake, and welcome to the team. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.